My first impression of Peoria was that it was a small town and that there wasn't that much to do. But once I got here, everyone was so warm, so friendly.
Driving through Peoria for my interview, I was really amazed and impressed.
It's a smaller city, but I think that sometimes it actually feels bigger than it really is.
Peoria to me is just a great place to live. It's really easy to get around. You don't have to fight traffic after a long day of being on call, and it's really affordable.
There are a lot of things I really love about Peoria.
As a family, we love to go out and go to orchards. We love to come to the Riverfront Museum. We love to go to the Children's Museum here. We love to go biking.
So I love how easy it is to get around. I love the convenience of the community. There's affordable housing.
I can truly say it's the best of both worlds. You have a lot of the big city amenities without the traffic, which is awesome.
We wanted an international airport and a Costco, and it had both of those.
The idea of being able to run to the airport, park for free, and be able to fly anywhere I want to fly, I really love that about this community.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lynch. I'm the program director of the internal medicine residency program here at University of Illinois College of Medicine in Peoria. We take 12 residents per year. We also have prelim residents for radiology and neurology, and we have a transitional year program. And then we have a med-peds program that contributes to our residency program as well. So while we're 36 internal medicine residents, we have other programs that contribute to our internal medicine training. So you'll have a large family in one respect, but we're kind of an intimate group as well, which allows for a lot of diversity and a lot of fun and collaboration across programs. But then we have kind of a medium-sized, close-knit group that interacts, works together, and plays together on a daily basis.
So I was an internal medicine resident here for my 3 years of training. And I thought it was just one of the best places to train. I always tell people that I would do residency here again in a heartbeat, which is something that people don't say a lot. But I really loved the experience. I thought it was just a very comfortable place to train. The faculty were super approachable and just a lot of fun to work with. And I felt like it was just a perfect learning environment because everyone was really supportive, and it was an easy place to get great medical knowledge and training, but also have a lot of fun in the process.
I think one of the best things about our program is that I like to describe the medical community in Peoria as a little bit of like a hidden gem or a diamond in the rough.
We work at OSF St. Francis Medical Center, which is a tertiary care center, and it's a regional center for that matter. So we have multiple sister hospitals that whenever they have complicated cases or higher acuity cases that need more complex care, they tend to be transferred here. And I think kind of thinking about the next step for someone that's applying for residency, it's a big plus because you end up seeing those odd cases, those complex cases that you need the hand-on experience to learn how to manage. And so I've always wanted to be in a place for training that would give me that opportunity to be exposed to all that, to feel comfortable when I'm ever practicing, to know that I'm able to manage it. And so I feel like St. Francis is a great place for training, regardless of what you want to go into.
When it compares to other academic medical centers, I'd say that you get the same internal medicine experience here as you would at any other academic center.
As far as the faculty are also really involved with the residents, both inside and outside of the hospital. So we have a strong focus on wellness in our program. And I think that's really important that the faculty really want the residents to be happy. And that's a huge part of being happy as a resident, is being surrounded by people who want you to be happy. And the faculty really kind of go out of their way, I think, to make sure that the residents have a great experience.
So I think one of the biggest pluses or notches for the program is that culture that has been fostered here from the previous years. It's kind of a family environment where our program director, Dr. Lynch, is our adoptive mother.
So we have a faculty that knows our residents very well. They know the individual needs and sort of styles of the residents, and they have a genuine interest in them. But they also lend different skill sets, and the residents find them very accessible, and they get individualized teaching and mentoring from them, which has just truly been noted as one of the biggest strengths of our program. A lot of programs will immediately set you up with an advisor or a mentor, and we do the same thing. But oftentimes the residents will go from different faculty for different areas of need. And so they'll go and talk to Dr. Fisher about a poster that they want to present, or they'll get career advising from Dr. Flederer because they know that he moved from a specialty back to academic medicine, or they'll stop in and talk to Dr. Lindahl because he's just sort of wise about everything.
Yeah, so our medical community is really diverse, actually. People think of Peoria as a smaller town, but we have such a breadth of medical pathology that we see because we're a referral center for most of central Illinois. And so we tell the residents that they're going to see all the bread and butter medicine that they need to have a good fundamental basis, but they're also going to see all the interesting cases that people told them they'd only read about in books.
When I was first on service, I was amazed to note that I was seeing basically the same breadth of patient pathophysiology that I saw in my practice in Chicago.
Considering we are a regional center, we do get a lot of more difficult ones and more complex ones that are not fairly obvious. Can think of patients with Lemire's disease that I've had. Patients with rare bacterial infections or rare fungal infections, things of that sort that you won't necessarily see very often, things that end up getting published as case reports. That's very common as well. So,
the Jump Simulation Center is a really big benefit of our program.
This is the biggest sim center that I've been a part of, for sure.
They're able to practice procedures before they go and do them in the intensive care unit so that they become comfortable before they have to do things on a patient. They're able to mimic code blue situations where they can learn how to run a code blue and be comfortable with that before they actually have to go do it in an emergent situation.
I think it's best if you're going to fumble to do it in a simulated environment and to get all of those kinks out before you start practicing in real life.
The medical students also use it as well, and the residents are involved in helping the medical students learn and build their clinical skill set through simulation as well. And so it's a center for both teaching and learning for the residents, which I think is a big benefit.
I mean, it's a really cool place, and the coffee shop in there is pretty fun too. I mean, it's a really nice place. So if you have a chance, go to the Jump Sim Center. We're really proud of it, and I think that the resources that are there are great. The simulation specialists are experts at what they do, and they really help us out when it comes to designing the curricula and also to run the simulations. So I think it's a really neat place to be.
Yeah, so residency certainly is a challenging time. And it's really a time of growth. I think a lot of us feel that our co-residents really become our families because we spend even more time with them than we do our regular families. It's, long days and long nights together. It's almost like kind of being in the trenches together. But you really get close very quickly. And I think the residents here really form strong bonds. We have a nice sized residency class, so we take about 12 per year. It's not too big, it's not too small, and you really get to know everybody very well. And that's one of the best things about our program, I think, is that the residents really do a lot of things together outside of the hospital. They go out together and play sports and go to theater and concerts and do all kinds of fun things outside of the hospital, which I think makes our bond a lot stronger.
There's not as much competition per se. I think mostly it's how can I help you, because I know ultimately you're going to come back and help me out in the long run. Being here for now, what is 7 years, I love Peoria. I'm not a big city person for the most part. And I think it's a great balance of having the small town feel where everyone is friendly and welcoming to their environment. And the program ends up being similar to that, kind of reflects the town. But then you end up having people from multiple backgrounds, which I find comforting growing up in El Salvador. And then there's proximity to St. Louis, proximity to Chicago. Everything is close by, so I feel like it's a great kind of balance and a great environment to actually dedicate yourself to the craft.
So I actually grew up in the area. I'm from Morton, which is a small town right outside of Peoria. So the area was familiar to me. I went away from medical school, but there was a little bit of a pull to come back. It was nice to have family around, and it's really affordable. So it's a comfortable place to live in terms of having a really good lifestyle, even as a resident.
You can go to the grocery store, go to the gym, and go home in less than an hour. So I feel like it's a very good use of your time when it comes to living in this city.
I'm often asked what a resident or a student should look for when they're looking at different programs. And I really tell them that the interview is so important. And so it's so hard this year because interviews are different and challenging because we've moved to a virtual interface. But I really believe that there is a component of kind of that it factor, that when we're interviewing you, you're also interviewing us. And so I would say take time to try to identify with the people that you're talking to, even in a virtual realm. See if you connect and if you're getting a sense that this place has a personality that fits your personality.
What we really look for in a resident is somebody who cares about people and about their patients. There are a lot of things that come with that, but if you start with the caring part, everything else follows. So, for instance, if you care about a patient, a resident's going to look into the chart, the old chart. The resident's going to look into the most current literature to best treat that patient. When the patient's doing poorly or needs help, that resident's going to be there at the bedside to figure out what's wrong.
I think that the thing we really want in our residents is that we just attract great people. I always tell residents that we can teach you what you need to know, but that thirst for learning and the great attitudes that we have in our residents, that's something that can't be taught. That's innate. And I think that the residents we tend to recruit just have that. They're team players. They know that their co-residents are going to be their best source of learning, their best source of help, and they just want to contribute to the group and really be a team player. And so I think the thing that we really look for is just really great, solid people.
Someone who loves taking care of patients, because you're going to learn the most from your patients. You're going to learn the most medicine by seeing it in the people that you take care of and watching them get better in some instances, or realizing that you can't always heal everybody, but seeing how you need to support them when you can't heal them. So I'm looking for passion in taking care of patients, passion in learning medicine, that energy to try to achieve goals. Those are the things that are harder to teach. Those are the things that we want to lift up. The other thing I'm looking for is investment. The single most important element to our program is the resident. Residents know the problems in the program. They know the strengths in the program. They know how we can get better. They're the smartest element of our program. They have great ideas. They have passion, desire, energy. And so the residents who are invested in our program, they bring ideas, they give us feedback. And when we take those ideas and we act on that feedback, we become a better program.
That we keep on thinking about the next thing. We keep on thinking about how to best cater to our residents and how to get them trained in the best way to fulfill their career aspirations. That's part of why we're here.
Hi, my name is Julia Samanda, and I'm from Wausau, Wisconsin.
From Markham, Ontario, Canada.
From Joliet, Illinois.
From Rockland, California.
From Kansas City, Missouri.
From British Columbia, Canada.
I'm Jonathan Yin, originally from Rochester, Michigan, currently living in Salt Lake City, Utah.
I'm Mohammed Saeed from Phoenix, Arizona.
My name is Matt Mishler. I'm the Med-Peds program director here at the University of Illinois College of Medicine at Peoria.
So I knew that there was something special about this program immediately.
I loved my time in Peoria as a resident and as a medical student.
I just graduated from my residency in internal medicine there, and I have to tell you, I could not have asked for a better group of teachers to study under or a better group of colleagues to learn with.
And I fell in love with the program. I fell in love with the city. It's a small, quaint city.
Some things I like about our department is how supportive our faculty are.
When you hit that bump on the road, you won't be able to find a more supportive group of faculty.
The program director, Dr. Lynch, is Med-Peds trained and works tirelessly for her residents and tirelessly for our residents as well. And the leadership team is phenomenal to work with.
I can honestly say it was an incredible training experience there.
I really wanted something that was family friendly and well-rounded.
If I could go back and rank programs again 3 years ago, 100% would choose Peoria all over again, without a doubt.
You have an incredibly supportive learning environment, and the volume of patients that you see is incredible.
Here's one of the benefits of coming to Peoria is you get to put in some work with Life Flight.
I really encourage you to look into this program because there are so many wonderful benefits and you'll have a really great experience if you train here.
Hope to see you in Peoria.